Hey YouTube. Alright, I'm back. The other day I made a video titled Classic versus Crap, and it had to do with a vice script tool, one that was made a long time ago versus one that's made today. Same tool, made in a different area now, and the overall quality just isn't the same as the way it used to be. So today I'm going to make a video of a newer adjustable wrench and an older adjustable wrench. And we have the brand name Crescent. Um, I know a lot of people just call it a crescent wrench, but I'm going to call it an adjustable wrench for what it is, and the brand name Crescent. Um, all right, so what we have here is a newer crescent wrench and an old crescent wrench. Both of these have seen very little, if any, use. I should say that this one right here, it was still made in the USA. Um, I'm guessing it's like a '06, '07 crescent wrench. Um, so it's not complete. It's not like a 2016 or 17 wrench, but it's still newer. Compared to this one was made probably back in the 40s or 50s, so a lot older. But I want to focus more on the craftsmanship, on how these were made, and how far Crescent has come. And it's not on the upward trend; it's the downward trend. What's new, right? But all right, let's go ahead and take a look at this new one first. First of all, when you pick it up, it's got a nice, wide, comfortable handle. They started coming out with that right before they shipped a lot of their wrenches that were made overseas. But nice, wide, comfortable handle. 6-inch Crescent USA. Like I said, this was right before they started making them overseas, or they shipped a lot of them overseas. So the only ones you can buy in the big box stores now are the ones that are made overseas. So real quick, you can still get a crescent wrench that's made in the USA as of today. But take it from me, don't buy one. The reason I say is because when I found that out, I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy one that's made in the USA still. I bought one and I could not believe the lack of quality and how loose, how sloppy. It was probably one of the biggest surprises ever for buying a tool that was made in the U.S. That was just complete garbage. I could not believe how poorly it was made, from burrs to being rattly and loose, and it was unreal. One of the biggest disappointments I've ever had as far as buying a USA made tool. But anyway, let's get back to the review. Now let's pick up this old one that was made about 60, 70 years ago. When you look at it, you're like, wow, they didn't have the technology that we have today. How did they make such a good wrench? And to be honest, I can't really tell you. They knew what they were doing. You can tell that they took pride in their work and the tool that they made. It's got a thinner handle, but the feel of it feels solid. Um, and I like what they have in the handle too. Crescent Tool Company, Jamestown, New York. Drop forged steel, made in USA. I like it. Now, the test that everybody does with the wrench is this. Oh, look at that. No play. Tight, nice. That's the way it should be. Yeah, there's some play. It's not too bad, actually. I've seen a lot worse. But let's take a closer look now at these. And when you pick this up, you got a nice screw that will make your adjustments. Sticks out enough to where You can easily get your thumb on it. This newer one doesn't hardly even stick out at all, and you can, yeah, it just feels chintzy and small and weak. Now the obvious flaw here too, or at least that's what I would call it. You look at this jaw that they used. You look at how big and chunky and how disproportionate it is to this side, and you're like, what happened? I mean, a big chunky piece of you know what. I mean, I'm like, really? You couldn't even make them match? I mean, what a joke. When you look at that, the machining or slot that they machined out off to one side. Look at that, one side's bigger than the other. They just put a pin in there and stamped it or punched it where it wouldn't come out. Guess they figured you don't want to take that apart ever. Now you look at this, pretty much equal on both sides. How you're able to take that, it's like a screw pin. You can actually unscrew it. It's got a flathead to do that with. Look at that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You look at the jaws. Boy, they actually match each other. Weird, right? I mean, and when you operate it, you're like, not bad for a really old tool. Pick up this. You really gotta press in just to make contact with that wheel to open and close it. It's just, I don't know, Crescent. I'm not sure what happened during that time period, but it's a big disappointment to see something like that. Especially, you know how well their tools from back then were made and what they, how shall I say it, transitioned into, or what they evolved into. I don't know. It's just like I said, it's a little disappointing. But anyway, there it is. That's pretty much all I have to say about these. I think just the visual says it for itself. How tools like this were made back then compared to how they make them these days. But whatever, right? But all right. Hope you enjoy. Later.